Ryan.
Get down on your knees for me.
Hey, yo.
Good song.
It's a great
I was
song.
going to play it. Fuck, I want to hear it.
It's
Play
a great
it.
song. Yeah, you
I
know.
feel-
Put a little bit in that. Put a little bit of that.
Yeah, let the guys sing to the people. Go get that new Earth Gang album.
Wow. Woo! Y'all hear that sample? Come on. Oh. Oh. Ow. All right. Yeah, you can't get too crazy. You can't get too crazy.
My bad.
That is a good ass record.
That record tough.
Gracious.
My bad.
That record tough.
Shout out
Make-
to the family.
shout out to Earth
Earth
Gang.
Shout out to Olu and Batman DJ. If y'all don't know,
He's a grown ass man.
Who Batman?
Their DJ is a grown ass man.
Yeah, he's been here.
He's at least 40.
He's been here.
No, he's just
He's
He's
been
an
around.
older looking.
generational wealth.
That's a good way to put it.
He
But
looks
my son.
He looks really old.
I'll tell you one thing about my son, Batman.
What?
If there's one thing about him for sure,
Right. That he's old.
he got the host
Okay.
for sure. At every show,
Yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, he's giving Sugar Daddy vibes.
Wow.
Don't talk about
Cat
my man's like
Daddy.
that. My man's elite.
Cat
My man's elite.
Daddy.
He's elite.
I'm not saying he's not elite,
He's elite.
but he's been elite for a while because he's old.
I mean,
You talk so when you say a while, how long are we talking about?
He
Are we
looks
talking about?
easily. He looks easily 43 years old.
Okay.
no, he's just.
So he was popping in the 80s.
Yo, this nigga's crazy. But shout out to Earth Gang. Shout out to Batman. Shout out to Illy, shout out to Olu. I can't do it, man. Mouse is just ignorant. He's a child. Everybody who y'all just need to
Yo.
write Mouse.
I'm everything they say I am.
Everything they
Jesus
say
Christ.
he is. And he's sticking to it. At least you know it's him. You see how he is on the couch right now, like a little bad bitch. I get it.
I get it.
I get it. Socks
I'm
out.
fucking tired.
He came here with the Crocs. I get it. Chain on today.
Chains.
He must be going somewhere.
Chains
after this.
swinging. I'm
must be-
here just swinging.
It's all right.
Chain is fake, bro.
He said it, not me.
No, listen, chain is fake, bro.
But welcome back.
I was
Happy
gonna
Monday,
say-
happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday. We are back, and we're excited to speak to you, hear from you, see you. We are the guys next door. I'm Mouse Jones. That's Mac Wiles. That's Fly Rye. Together, we come to you every Monday and try and leave some.
Hopefully every Monday.
Hopefully every Monday. Sometimes it'll be Tuesday. And then sometimes we
it'll be
just
next
wait till
week.
the next week.
Sometimes
But you have to understand that.
they need to know why sometimes it's the next week. Sometimes it's next week because we go so crazy about listening on Monday that if it doesn't come out on Monday, we're like, maybe listen next Monday because then
We don't want to look dumb.
we're super hypocrites. But at the same time, we want to give y'all episodes all the time. So, it's kind of difficult. We're one of those podcasts that we don't live in the same place.
That is a fact.
We have other jobs. We have other applications. I don't have any children, but there are kids on this show. So just thank us. We're here.
I'm going to do an episode, just let the kids take it. I'm just let my daughters take over the podcast.
Bye.
Oh, that would be nuts.
Yeah. we
It
don't
gotta be
even
a
got-
bonus, though.
We don't even got to record.
No face.
We don't even got to show up that day.
Just let them do it.
Just let them do it.
I'm scared. They might take our job.
They're gonna take our jobs.
If you guys
These
are
are the children next door.
If you guys are enjoying us, make sure you tell a friend to subscribe to the Guys Next Door podcast. Each and every platform in which you use to listen to podcasts. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, make sure you leave us a comment and a 5-star rating because it is imperative to our childish ways that we get validation.
Please.
5 stars,
Please.
please. Also, make sure you follow us on all social media platforms, Guys Next Door Pod. Make sure that you subscribe to us on YouTube, Guys Next Door Podcast. And if you're feeling real frisky,
Ooh, frisky.
ladies, I know you're a large majority of our audience.
Send the nudes. Oh, my fault.
Whoa.
My bad. That's just my bad.
Goodness gracious.
My fault. Sorry.
Send the nudes to one of us. I'm not gonna tell you which one.
Not the married one, by the way. Not the married one. Hi, honey.
If you send it to him, he'll send it to us. So just send it to him. However you feel you need to get your nudes to me and Ryan.
I don't want nudes. I just want money.
I heard
Send the
nudes are like
cash.
flowers.
Put the cash. Run the Patreon.
There it
'cause
goes.
I don't need the nudes. I need the money so I can support my lifestyle.
How do they do it?
They just go on what they do.
Patreon.com / Guy Next Door Pod.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Make us feel special.
Please.
Very.
What St. Louis used to say in Players Club? Make me feel good.
It made me
That
feel
was,
good.
yo, that was so weird. You say that, and Charlie Murphy just like, all right, St. Louis. Rest in peace, Charlie Murphy.
Rest in peace.
I mean, I don't know when this episode's coming out. Y'all think it's okay that people wishing death on that man, or like not even wishing death on him, but like happy that he died? Kevin
No.
Samuels.
I feel like those people were cowards because they couldn't say him he was alive.
What was he gonna do to him?
No, nothing. But I'm saying that he can't defend himself.
I
So what
don't
are we
think so.
talking about?
I don't.
Like what if you did?
I mean,
And-
I don't
and-
know
and
if
you
they're
feel-
cowards.
Cowards.
Is
Cowards.
Kevin
you call
Samuels,
people cowards.
Huh?
You call people cowards all the time.
Yeah, but for like reason,
That's-
for like
that's
a
a reason.
legitimate reason.
That's if I die, and people are talking shit about me when they could have told me.
but they can't. It's the internet, bro. Like
So say it on the
the
internet.
world.
But I'm saying if you didn't say anything on the internet before, and then when I pass away, you want to say stuff on the internet. Then
Well, I don't know if I wanted you dead, but now that you're dead, I'm like, I'm happy now. So it's different.
What?
as a coward. Or pussy, whatever one you want to
I
say.
don't think so.
I think it is.
Like I don't know. Like what he did, he was.
he lived in his truth.
I don't know. No, there's definitely those
Well,
weren't
his-
his truth.
His.
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
say the
Okay.
truth. I said his.
So he lived in his truth, sure, but in a very berating and offensive way. And for those who would offend it, they did not like him, and everyone was quite loud and boisterous about their dislike for him.
Well,
now I don't know
people
if they
did call
wanted him
up-
dead.
He didn't call them.
It doesn't matter. I don't care. Like it doesn't make it okay for you to be a shitty human being because somebody called up. Like you have an opportunity not to be like this to
If
somebody.
I know what you do, I'm not gonna go.
I agree
to
with you.
you.
I agree with you 1,000%.
Like if I know you, all you do is tell your truths, and your truths might be the ugly truths to you. I'm not calling you for.
But
your
that's not the only
opinion.
way he spread his point. He didn't spread his message by just talking directly to the people that's calling.
Somebody gave him a platform.
Him.
No.
He was on YouTube.
Him alone didn't do it.
The people watching.
The
gave
people
him-
watching
yeah.
gave him a platform.
And the baller alerts and the
Well,
shade
you know-
rooms and all that.
Yes, because hate sells. Like hating
does
black
sex.
women sells.
Oh yeah.
Like most of those clips circulating are him talking disrespectfully either to or about black women. I do understand that he did the same for men, but those aren't the clips that's circulating.
True indeed.
Okay.
I just feel like it was weird to me to see people like begging for empathy from Twitter.
Mhm.
Like begging the
Example. Give me an example.
so my shout out to Dodge from the So Shameless podcast. So that's my sister. That's really my heart. So I seen her on the timeline and like people were like,
I was surprised that she didn't curse me out with. I said something the other day, and I'm surprised she didn't curse me out. But Dodge, you know I love you.
and so she said,
See it right there.
and so she said, matter of fact, let me see if I get on the line.
No, we don't gotta do that.
And so she
We
said,
don't got time right now. Come on, let's go.
she has said, people was talking about him being like people were happy he was dead. Like people were like, or making jokes or whatever. And she was like, oh, y'all weird for wishing death on people, this, that, and third. And I'm like, yo, it's Twitter, bro. It's Twitter. This is the place where people make bad jokes, terrible jokes, evil jokes. And like, for someone like him, I that's not the hill I'm gonna die on.
Yeah.
I'm not going to use that hill to die on asking you to have empathy for somebody you clearly disliked, who clearly did or said thing that triggered people. Like the people that are happy he's dead, I think that's weird. But I think it's just as weird for the people to be like begging for empathy for this person. Like it's mad
I wouldn't
weird.
say. I even,
Both
even-
sides are weird as shit.
Yes, I would. That's why I was
Okay,
saying.
cool. You can
I would
that.
say-
as long as you take accountability for both sides.
I would say
you're not taking.
I don't
accountability,
want.
you know.
I don't want. It shouldn't be a wishing death on somebody or even an empathy unless those are real feelings that you actually have. You know, and the wishing death thing shouldn't be a feeling that you have. If you don't fuck with the person, just stay quiet. Like, you know, whatever happened to that thing our mamas always used to say.
You
You
ain't
know,
got nothing nice to say, be quiet.
yeah, man.
Too late though. If the other person started talking already,
That's still the other person. You.
I'm not being quiet.
That's you. That's
If-
what.
no, I'm saying if you start saying some mean shit,
Mhm.
well, I don't have nothing nice to say, so I'm not gonna be quiet. I'm gonna say some mean shit back
Why?
Because you can't control my reaction.
I thought you didn't like reciprocity.
I
Yeah,
don't.
I was about to
This
say
is my. I'm reacting because I want to react.
Not
That's
because
reciprocity.
I'm not. No. Reciprocity would be like
You only
the
doing
only
it
reason I'm
because-
saying this because you said something.
But it is.
I
It
probably
is.
would have said
You
no.
just-
No.
yeah, you
We're
just-
talking about me. I
But
would have
you
said
just-
this regardless.
I'm gonna let you know. You just said that. You said if somebody talks shit about me, I'm just gonna talk shit about you because that's the way I feel. That's you saying something to somebody because they said something to me.
But I wanted to say it
so
anyway.
you should have said it first.
You beat me to it.
you beat me too.
Hey, you ever seen them old westerns? Sometimes nigga quicker than Joro.
He said, "Bam," but I got you. He
I'ma
said,
still shoot him.
He said, but you missed.
Harder. What was the name of that movie? Was
Harder They
it
Fall.
Harder They Fall? That nigga was quick. That motherfucker Lakeith Stanfield was quick.
But
The other nigga was quicker.
nigga just didn't wait to get shot.
That's a fact.
You didn't wait till you said go. I'm just shooting you.
I mean, hey, listen. We've never. At least I don't think so. I don't think we've ever talked about him on this platform.
We haven't.
No, I don't think we have.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we
That's
ain't
the
giving
first
no.
time. But that's the thing about it. We never said nothing on this platform about him, and I didn't plan on saying much about him when he passed. But at the same time, I'm just not cool with kicking people while they're
Dead.
Wow.
They can't feel it.
down. But I just
They
for me
can't
it's like
feel it.
for me it's like
Kicking him while he's down doesn't matter. He's dead.
and like you said, I
You
feel
are
like it's
something
very
else.
weird. I feel like it's very weird, and I feel like you're a coward. I don't care if you tell me no. If you're talking about if you're happy someone died.
It's tricky. It's tricky.
Like,
Yeah,
I
I
don't-
mean,
and
unless
you do
unless the nigga did
And-
something
yo,
legit
thank you. Unless it was some
crazy to my family.
killing people, doing all cool. Understand, but if his words hurt you that much that you would wish him to die, then I don't feel
But I think that was the thing. I saw a lot of women coming at him like I seen niggas come at ops. Like when I talk about ops, I'm talking about niggas that have bodied.
You seen this shit? B Simone
What'd she say?
laughing. She's like when he popped up on my timeline, he was dead. The first thing I could do was just laugh. I mean,
I saw some shorty
you
say
like her.
rest in piss. All of this. I'm like, yo.
You resemble. See, yeah, don't go
This
there.
is we just built this thing.
Pretty much. What do you say, box?
Yo. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Ah, cute face, no waist.
Son, what? Let's get into this episode, shall
Jade,
we?
you're not giving us anything. Hey, guys at home, we got a new engineer today. Jade from the HMD is holding us down.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jade. She's
appreciate
she's
you.
not she's not really giving us anything today.
He's just chilling.
Cam laughs a bit. No,
He's just chilling.
No,
She's
she's
chilling.
not. She's trying to give us the best work
Okay.
because she
Yeah,
knows, it's been a long day for
Been a
everybody.
long day for
For
us.
everybody.
All right. Yeah, that was that. I just was curious. Let me ask you guys.
Talk to me.
What is the best way? Watch this, you guys. Listen. What is the best way
Am I
you?
watching or listening? Which one?
Ryan,
I come from the church, so when I
you
say
gotta-
watch
when you
this,
say
you
watch
gotta
this,
listen.
You gotta listen.
You know, y'all know.
I
I
know.
come from the church. I'm just trying to help
But y'all
you.
know I
Hallelujah.
didn't.
I'm trying to
Hallelujah.
watch this. You gotta listen.
Okay, there you go. That's all.
It's confusing.
It's confusing.
You be sitting on the pulpit like, what?
Okay, see, that's
I
me.
be trying to listen with my ears. I'm trying to listen with my All right, watch this. Gotta listen. All right. What do you feel? This is a full, transparent, accountable moment.
Okay.
What do you feel is the best way to communicate with you?
Mm.
We're not talking about you communicating with anybody else. We're not talking about any of that. I'm asking you guys, what do you feel is the best way to communicate with you? We've talked on this podcast at length about setting boundaries, communicating our boundaries. But what is the best way for someone to communicate with you? What is the most operable way? What is the most efficient way that someone can feel safe to communicate with you and then feel secure enough that you will listen and
You said it.
Mm-hmm.
You just said it. That word right there. Listen.
so that's
I
the best
think-
way to communicate with you is to listen.
If there's certain things that make me upset, there's certain things that make me happy, but you'll know all this if you listen to me. I talk. I'm very. If you can get to that level with me, I'm very vocal of what I like and what I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
So to listen to me, so I don't have to repeat myself over and over, so I don't have to go back and It's a whole bunch of stuff. I just don't want to go back and tell you what I like over and over and over again. So that's big for me. I'm not gonna say that's the only way to communicate with me, but that's the one that just popped up in my head as soon as you said it. So
the best way to communicate with you is to listen to you. But okay, maybe you didn't understand what I'm saying.
I know what you. I get what you mean.
Say you're dating, not even dating, friendship, however. Yeah, but let's go with dating. It's the easiest way.
Easiest way.
So a woman is trying to communicate her frustrations to you.
Okay.
What is the best way for her to communicate to you in a way that you're going to accept it and be able to then act on said communication?
Communicate your problems to me when they happen, when those actions hit you. That that's okay. So yeah, if something bothers you that I'm doing, don't hold it in, don't ball it up, and wait till I get upset with you about something you did, and then be like, well, when you did this, you meant like, let's knock this out right now. I made you upset, you didn't like it. Tell me so I know, and also it's the way you tell me, the way your voice. What's the word I'm looking for? The way you project your voice at me. I don't think anybody should be yelled at in a manner when you want to get a point across, because it just automatically takes that other person to the next level. Like you get real defensive. You scream at me, then I don't feel like I may not need to scream at you, but I need to be on my shit. Like, oh nah, well you did, like, nah, like, just communicate.
Is there ever a point where you're like, damn, she's screaming, I probably deserve this, or every time that happens, you if I know you're accountable, you're self-aware.
Yes, if I really know what I did wrong, I can't blame you for the way you react to it, because I know I deserve.
If you flipping and I know I deserve you flipping.
Yeah, but that would also happen if you did that right when it happened. Like, yo, it's like, okay, I get it.
Yeah, you can't yell at me 3 days later, bro.
Yeah, you can't.
That day you can yell at me. Don't yell at me 3 days later.
3 days later, don't get crazy.
I don't think we should be yelling at any time.
That's not fair.
Why isn't it fair?
And I'm not even being funny. It just sounds funny.
Of course.
You remember however many weeks ago, you remember me and you were talking, you were like, that's toxic. Trying to control somebody's emotional reaction hold on. Toxic.
That's the thing. I'm not saying anything about an emotional reaction. I'm saying everything about, there's a difference between what you're feeling and how you present it in the moment. I think the toxic thing is to want to, because if you really break it down, what is the reason you're yelling?
Because they're upset. Can't see. I'm sorry.
Not really. I mean, why are you yelling? It's more than that. Go deeper.
Oh no, yeah. It's more than that. In my mind, the reason someone is yelling is because, one, they don't feel heard. So like the initial reaction, they're going to yell even louder.
It's not even just that.
Well, break it down.
When somebody yells at me, right? Whenever I get yelled at, it's a form of reprimanding. It's a form of.
I don't think that's fair.
Why isn't it fair?
Unless they told you they're reprimanding you, unless they told you they're trying to reprimand you, that is the way you're dismissing them. As you're trying to reprimand.
No. I'm not.
Don't use those fucking
that's what I'm
hands with
asking.
me.
What are the other? I'm asking.
Don't just use the fucking hands with me.
I'm asking. What are the other reasons that somebody would yell?
So you're trying to get to the deeper issue behind it.
That's why I said.
But I don't think that's fair all the time.
It's not,
especially in the moment. God forbid. We know who we're dealing with. We know that it could never happen.
Of course.
Something that even whiffs of infidelity comes across your wife's, and it looks reputable. It looks like, what the fuck is this, Mac? But you know why she's screaming. She's not reprimanding you. She is infuriated that this situation looks like the person I love the most in this world is betraying me. She's not reprimanding. She's emotionally reacting.
I think what Mac is trying to say, like, but you can still go into that situation with asking a question.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Not even just asking questions. It's a there's this book that I read called Crucial Conversations.
I have that. It's sitting on my coffee table.
Amazing book, because it's able to, it shows you how to, and of course we all fall short, right? There's nobody who's perfect at this.
Fall down.
But we get up.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, Kevin Samuels didn't get up.
What you say?
We gotta laugh now. We just gotta laugh.
We got one.
We gotta laugh. Anyway.
I gotta sit like this every podcast because I
Goodness
feel like
gracious.
I'm so comfortable. Is it crazy? Okay,
I think when you go into these different conversations, there, of course, your natural instinct, and it's because this is what we're taught, not anything else.
Yes, sir.
It's literally, we're taught when you're angry, you yell. I'm not telling you that I'm not telling you what you're, that's a taught behavior. That's not something, that's a learned behavior.
That goes back to how you were raised.
How we were raised. When we see our parents get angry, they yell at us or reprimand us. It's no, don't do that. That's why I said it comes from that. When in all actuality, you can take time, you can retreat for a second,
Yes.
think about the situation, and then approach it
meeting-
with the same energy and telling and giving the how you feel and the emotion behind it without it becoming this volatile fireball. I completely understand
I agree 1,000%.
emotional autonomy,
I
but
understand
there is
exactly what he's
I
saying.
agree 1,000%.
But
But
what
that's how I would like to
what
be
I-
spoken to. But I also, like Ryan said, if I'm being self-aware, I'm being accountable. I know me personally. We're just talking about Mouse. I do some dumb shit, right? Like I just do dumb shit. I do like.
We know.
I be like thinking about so much other shit that sometimes I don't think about the important shit, or I don't think about the minutia, and that could be the shit that could like set a woman off.
Facts.
I have to understand that. So if you're fucking bugging the fuck out,
But even with that, you deserve a actual
yeah, not
conversation.
the 15th time.
You deserve an
I
actual
am a
conversation.
I am a repeat offender. That's what I like to
That's what I'm
call
saying.
myself.
But we have
I
to look
hear
at
you.
it. We also have to look at it as you have to know your partner. There's some partners where yelling makes them understand that there really was a problem.
Yeah, that's a child.
No,
Your partner's a child.
No, but you call them a child all you want, but some people recognize, like you said, it's a household thing. Some people recognize yelling as a sign of, I need to pay attention, rather than somebody talking calm, like, oh, you're not that serious.
Real quick, and then go back to your point. Did your moms yell a lot growing up?
Yes and no.
My mom speaks in a yell.
No,
So that's why yelling doesn't work for me.
I definitely got yelled at a lot.
Monique didn't really yell. It was funny. My dad, who we were
Chills
all,
just went down my spine. You referred to your mother as her first name.
I know, right?
Is
It's wild.
is that PTSD?
Probably. Probably.
My mom does not have a first name.
So
I don't
my
call my mom
mom's so my mom
Never.
was the bite. My dad was the bark. I mean, my dad. We were
Your
all.
dad was the
My
say
dad
again?
was the bark.
Okay, and your mom was the bite.
Oh my God! Like my dad.
Did all
Both,
the yelling.
mind you, both of them put the fear of God in us. My
No
dad.
Jerry.
it was crazy. My dad. I remember one time. This nigga Paul, dog. I was sitting at the table eating, and I think this is probably why a lot of times. It's crazy. I'm doing this self-reflection now. It's probably a lot of times why I'm so hard on Tristan about like even Christina. I'm like, yo, she needs certain times to eat. Like if she's not finishing her food in this minute, like she needs to eat. Versus she'll eat a little bit, get up, she wants to play around, she wants to sit down, she'll probably eat a little more. And I'm like, bro, food will be out all day. What are we doing? She needs to sit down. There needs to be a specific time for breakfast, specific time for lunch, whatever. Anyway. Fast rewind back. I'm a kid. I'm at the table. We eating dinner. My dad and my mama are at the house. We eating. I'm playing around with the food. It's taking mad long. My dad's like, Tristan, eat your food. And I'm like, okay. I take a little bite. Still playing with it. Tristan, stop playing. Eat your food. Take another bite. So my dad starts seeing me playing with it again. He looks at my mom. My mom's like, Paul. And literally in that moment, he reaches across the table. It felt like. To me, the table was, we lived in a project, so the table was probably this big. But in all actuality, in my head, I was a kid, the table felt long as hell. My dad reached across the table smacked me in my mouth so hard, my lips bust. And from that day on, when it was dinner time,
You knew what it
was
was.
dinner time.
Okay.
Breakfast time, breakfast time. Lunchtime, lunchtime. I knew exactly. Everybody to this day asks why I eat so fast. Partly because when I did boot camp and all of that stuff, you have a specific time to eat. You know,
Oh, I know. I know.
mess. Get it,
Get out of here.
get out of here. But it was really because of that. But
That's also that goes to how you. I mean, in my household, I didn't have a father in my house, so my mom had to play both roles. So there wasn't nobody to be a bark and a
Or a
bite.
bite, yeah.
There she was the bark
And
and
the
the bite.
bite.
So it was like, yeah, some days she's gonna bark on me, some days she's gonna talk to me, but I knew it was only gonna come for her. So that's why yelling for me does not help me. When you yell at me, it's just like, cause then I have a way of not getting back at you because I'm not doing it as a revenge tactic at all. But I know what sets people off. And when you set me off for yelling at me, I'm gonna talk to you in the most calm voice, and you're gonna be so upset with me to the point that
'Cause
my
it
mom,
feels
like
condescending.
recently, remember when I went through it with my mom like a
Yeah, I
couple months
remember,
or
I
whatever,
remember.
and she was barking on me, like screaming. And I was talking to her so calm that it made her even more mad at. Like she went crazier because I was just like, you know me, I'm gonna just talk to you regularly, and I might throw in a little whatever.
All
Yo,
right.
like, all right, do what you got to do, and that makes people. So I don't want it to be a tit for tat
Right.
in my life. So it's like the best way of communication is just when you're upset, tell me at the time that you're upset what it's about, and ask me your questions, or in a you know, like walk me through it.
So it's the scary part is I agree 1000% with what both of y'all said. Probably a bit more with Ryan because that's like typically what I need the most. But then there's a part of me that has to be self-aware and has to account for other people, which isn't just relationship. I mean, which isn't just romantic relationship. It's in all, right?
friendships, it's
Imagine-
all different relationships.
So
yeah.
so I can't imagine now. So yes, that's the toxic part of me saying this. Is how I need you to deal with me. But in a very real sense, I know I create the boundary and then be like, yo, if you don't tell me about today, I don't want to hear about it.
Yes.
But that's not fair because some people need some time
to
now,
digest it.
I will accept you yelling at me day of. You not yelling at me 3 days later, bro.
No, that's what I agree, and I don't.
You yell at me day of, I get it, I'm with it, I understand, baby.
Because 3 days later, you know what 3 days later is? You're upset at her about something, and you bring it up, and then it goes back to what you did 3
not
days
always,
later.
not always.
But
Sometimes I'll say equal.
or she gets mad at you again, or she's mad at you again.
She gets mad
It's
at something
compounded
small.
now.
Yeah,
Because
and
now
now
I
it's
like
now
the,
it's
now I
something-
left the salt out.
Yeah, it's like now.
I don't
ju-
understand how you could forget the salt.
And then the other day,
Yeah.
you did this, and it's like, yo. We could have had this. We could have had this conversation, squashed it, and been over it. And then if you would have got mad 3 days later, we'll talk about that 3 days later.
Can y'all think of a time? Because I think like even like Mac just did, like going back, I think, and like making connections. Can you guys think of a time where you didn't that you weren't communicated with properly, and how you overcame it, or not even overcame it? Like,
Oh, man.
it just got worse.
Man,
That somebody. I just want to get this question right before I just go
Jump in.
left.
Somebody didn't communicate with you
Properly,
the way you
effectively.
needed to be communicated with about their thing,
about their problem.
About
or
their
and
whatever.
how
frustration.
did you respond to it?
I'll be going off.
Yeah.
I'll go off on you.
So
I'll let you definitely go first, but I'll be wilding.
no, I was gonna say.
is annoying.
No. The funniest thing is everybody knows me, right? I am probably the guy who tries to avoid confrontation to the
All the time.
utmost. I don't want no problems. Literally all the time.
We're talking about a relationship, buddy.
Listen, period. I'm saying I don't want no problems.
Relationship's
To me,
cool.
I think relationship.
Listen.
I think relationship-wise, he might be the most confrontational in all of us.
Hold on, listen. I say I usually try
Drunk Mac?
yes, wild. Wild.
No pun intended. But all right, cool. Keep going.
No,
I put my phone on the other
I-
side of the room. Don't hit me. Don't call me.
No, I'm like I try to stay away from confrontation. I try to avoid confrontation as much as possible.
I will
And-
say that, because even in me saying that, like, nigga, really, he's calling me. I'd much rather you call me and vent to me
about
say
something,
the dumb shit you're about to say.
about anything else.
Yeah.
So I try to avoid confrontation at all costs. And I realized maybe in my marriage, the reason for that is because I am a bad person when I'm angry. I am not a good person.
Isn't everyone?
I guess to a certain extent.
Although I believe, and this is me.
Certain people's angers they hide inside. They really don't show it.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is me.
That might be
This
the
is me.
worst.
What I'm about to say is probably going to
Yeah.
sound like completely toxic, terrible, and like the most mouse thing ever. But I think people are their most genuine when they're drunk.
Drunk?
I mean, not drunk, I'm sorry, angry. I think angry, and I think it's so easy to get angry because I think that's when you are your most self. You're your most true self
When you're upset.
when you're upset and angry. Because now there's no reason to be nice.
No. I the reason why I would disagree is because
Because I said it.
no. The reason why I would disagree with that is because another thing that I realized in arguments is that people go into arguments not to solve a problem, but just to hurt the other
Yeah,
person.
that's why it's an argument.
No. Not to solve a problem. An argument is supposed to be a disagreement of two different thought processes to try to come to an easy medium.
I think that's what a discussion
That's what it's supposed. No, that's what an argument. Like literally.
Oh, you're talking
look
about
up
by
a-
definition. Sure.
By definition, that's what an argument is supposed to be. But in all actuality, it becomes who can get hurt the most.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's when you're your most genuine self. That's when you're your most combative, but that's not when you're your most genuine self. When you're I think, because I that's why I said I don't think I'm a good person when
angry.
when I get to that place.
Why not?
Because I know what I've realized is that I'll be like, nah. And it was funny because in the I guess in marriage or when you have kids, you start to sit
don't
back.
know nothing
Not
about
yet,
that.
not yet.
It's only two
You
of us here,
kind of sit back. You kind of sit back and you start to look at other things in your life, and you're like, damn, son, like other arguments and other things that I've gotten into, partly were my fault. Like I definitely sparked that or somehow. Because for me,
Yeah, definitely. You sit back and
That's
be like,
how I had that fucking, I don't even know the word, but yesterday.
epiphany.
Yeah, cool.
Yo.
I had that yesterday, and I had with you, and I was just like, damn, that's really me. And
Bro.
I really get, but it took me to see another me, which is you, Mouse, happen, and you kind of control the narrative, but you have more of that person that you were with is deeper than rap. So it's like, I seen it, but I know how you'll react if it was somebody else, because it would have been me. And in that moment, I'm not gonna lie, it frustrated me. Like I closed my eyes and I was you, and I was like, yo, and I'm looking around like, I get the whole scenario, but that right there would have clicked me off, and I'd just be like,
Now we have a. And
Now it's a whole situation.
Now the day is terrible.
now I'm not talking to you.
The whole day. Whole
We
day
not-
is gone now.
Yeah.
So
That's why I try to work
realized-
on myself for that.
Yeah, I realized that in arguments,
I'm difficult.
bro, in arguments, I am the master. Like if when I get there to that point when I'm like, yo, stop, I'm getting to that point. I am the master of gaslighting. Nigga, I am BP. I am throwing gas all over this shit.
You're not
nigga.
gonna
Like,
win in an argument with me unless I'm
Bro.
just ready for you to win it. Cause I'm always gonna, unless I'm truly wrong, I'm not gonna argue with you. If I'm truly wrong, there's nothing for me to say. I'm gonna tell you that I'm wrong. I'm sorry. How can we get through this? Boom. I shouldn't have did
I
that.
just refuse to argue.
But
I don't.
it
It's not a fair. I'm gonna win.
Yeah.
And there's no real winning here.
It's no real winning. Cause I'm gonna win in that.
What do I win? I want to hurt you. I won that. And now forever, no matter what, like that's why I don't argue, because that shit comes like I don't. Whatever you said in that moment, I'm going to remember forever.
Ever.
And I don't want you to feel like that with me. So I don't ever want it to be cut up and you be like, you really don't like my big toe. Like, I'm just not going to say hurtful shit like, that's really how you feel about me. I'm dumb. I'm like,
yeah, I
words
hold
mean
that-
things, bro.
They absolutely do. But if you don't, like I was thinking, like, but what's worse if you hold that in? The person that holds in their feelings and
Yeah.
doesn't express it, or a
Yeah.
person that
'cause it's
expresses
not
their
worth it.
feelings to you.
Nah,
'Cause
we're
if-
men.
But
We're
if
men
you, but
and
if
we
you
gotta-
absolutely, but if you bottle all that up, you're gonna only take it out on somebody else. It don't have to be your lady.
That's fine then. As long as you don't take it out on your lady and your kids.
Okay.
You like, I think, I don't know if I've probably conveyed it. It's toxic, but I'm a realist. right? Like life just does. Not everybody's gonna go to therapy. Not everybody's gonna have all the healthy coping
At all.
mechanisms. But fucking people have lived on Earth as successful human beings for years because they figured out a way to cope. You figured out a way to make it work.
You gotta figure your shit out.
I'm okay with bottling up that shit and not taking it out on my woman and not taking it out on my kids if that means I'm like a bit more aggressive in my career. If I'm, and for at least for me, it's always worked out that way. Like me not taking out my true frustrations on my loved ones, I've always been able to take that energy and funnel it into my career and funnel it into the things I'm doing. So I guess essentially I have a healthy outlet. Now, sometimes I also take it out on niggas that said something that probably didn't need the response that I gave it.
Mm-hmm.
But my, what's Dragon Ball Z? My chi was built up.
Oh, Jesus. So
Hit that nigga with a spirit
I
bomb.
also
when he
feel like
really
it's
deserved
where,
the
it's where
comedic.
you are in life.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like it's where you are in life. Like you said, you have something that you could take your emotions out on, which is your job. You can work hard at the craft. A lot of people in my
They don't have
past,
that.
I haven't had a place where I was like, you know what? Forget that. It's even more difficult for me because our podcast is in New York and I'm in LA. So if I'm going through some shit,
I gotta
and it's
wait
like,
till
yo,
I gotta wait till I'm.
I gotta wait till I get back home. By that time, I don't even want to talk about it no more. Like, so I forget what it is. I need to start writing shit down. But in the essence of I can come and talk to y'all, or I had a therapist to talk to, it might be a little easier for me. That's why I'm more open to going to see somebody and talking to them, because I have those times where I can't talk to nobody but myself. Or whoever's in my vicinity, and you're just gonna get the worst of it. And I don't want to be that person and be like, yo, Ryan, get tight. Watch out. Because I don't get mad often, but when I do, you know it.
Absolutely.
But I also have those days where I wake up and I'm just upset. Like I'll wake up, you ever wake up to like one text message and it just starts your whole day off bad?
Yep.
And it's like you try to get out that world.
that
like,
haze
yo.
all day.
And it's like you gotta snap out of it like, yo, stop, can't do this. Or you're just gonna be in the crib or just moping around and niggas aren't talking to you. It's like it's hard to get out of that when you don't have a exit. And
An
your
outlet,
exit is
yeah.
your outlet is your work.
So they say there's 7 different types of communication styles, right? You have your assertive style. This is the one that they see, I guess, is most recommended communication style. It reflects and promotes high self-esteem. It's a very healthy style of communication. What they say, it helps you. It'll allow you more likely to achieve whatever you're looking to achieve, whatever you're trying to get out of that conversation. You have the aggressive style. This style involves winning, even if it is at someone else's expense. You have the passive aggressive style. You have submissive, manipulative, direct, indirect. So with these 7 communication styles, you can they say you don't just have one, like you mix and match or whatever, and not every conversation you get the same. I guess you kind of approach it differently with every conversation. For you two, what are your 2 communication styles? Do you think is your communication styles when you're approaching a situation that bothers you?
Dismissive.
We gotta really go over these.
Go ahead, explain.
I don't wanna
Why
say- I don't wanna say the wrong
dismissive?
thing.
Because I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it. And
Like when you get upset, you automatically get dismissive.
yeah, I don't want to deal with it because in my like people not gonna change. Like people don't change. You just either change your expectation of people or you change the people you're around. And I don't be wanting to. Obviously, in that moment, I don't want to change the people I'm around, so I just change my expectation of the person.
Got it.
I side with you on that a little bit, and also direct. Like I'm straight. I'm shooting straight at it, and if it's gonna hit. But like I said, you'll never hate me. You could dislike me, but you'll never hate me because I kept it a buck. Like that is that's what I'm doing. I'm telling you what the fuck I hate, what's the problem, what's going on, and if you don't respect it, cool. But if you respect it, you'll understand that I was true enough to tell you that.
For me, I started off, and this is a lot of real self-reflecting. I started off very indirect and manipulative. Like I always felt like I always felt weird about kind of approaching people about certain situations.
Mhm.
Again, I try to steer clear of all type of controversy, problems, et cetera, et cetera. So I would be indirect. I would take the indirect route, and I would also try to manipulate the situation to where what would happen would be what I wanted to happen in the first place. It doesn't always work.
Mhm.
Sometimes you just look
Almost
like a
never
dick.
works.
It almost never works. You always wind up looking like a dick.
Mhm.
But in that moment, you feel like it
Like
works
looking
out.
like
In
a
that-
dick, or like looking like a dick, like Eric Adams.
Eric Adams.
He looks like a penis. He doesn't look like a pe- He doesn't look like a. He looks like a soft penis.
Oh,
All right. You know
We're
what?
being very serious
these
about
these
you
views
just-
these views by Mouse Jones are of Mouse Jones.
Oh, you support the man? This podcast fucking done.
Oh man, I don't listen. No, I don't support the cops.
Okay, because all right. So all right.
I don't
So
support the police.
scratch what he said. The
Um,
thoughts and views of Mouse Jones is of the guy next door in regards to this goddamn mayor, dickhead
man.
mayor.
I have gotten to a place where I think it started off, like I said, indirect and manipulative, and then it turned into submissive, which was bad as well. It's not
And
a
what's submissive again?
submissive. The submissive style, just kind of literally what I said. This is the style of looking to please other people and
Okay.
avoid all conflicts. Very much like you know what, you got
Yeah,
it.
that's you.
Yeah, that's 200%. You
That's
got
you.
it. I'm not trying to fight.
But you also are in a world that so many people are coming at you with, yo, did you
Yeah.
hear this? Oh, well, they said this. Oh, can you do this? Can you do that? And it's like, you know what?
You got it.
You heard that?
You got it.
You got it.
You
Because
got
it costs you in your life right now more money, time, effort when you put out that, when you go back and forth with somebody about some shit that they think or want you to do or
Exactly.
who they want you to be. And when you don't put that much effort, which is the submissive way, it's like, yo, you know what? I mean, I totally get what you're saying, because I talk about this a couple times. I'll say it to a lot of people. When people come and say, yo, Mouse, man, you getting a lot of money. Yo, what's up? Yo, Mouse, man, you getting, I know you got the girls. Like, yo, what's up? It's to the point where at first I used to be like, man, I ain't getting no money like that. But then I realized I'm blocking my blessings on what could possibly come to me. Money could be
Facts.
on the way, and God could be like, oh, you not getting money?
It's
Well,
literally,
let me
your
not
words
send you
is-
this.
Yeah.
So then after I went through that phase, I hopped into it's basically a submissive phase where I'm just like, yeah, man, I do got the girls. Yeah, I do got the money, but now what's next?
Mm-hmm.
That's gone. That conversation's over. What are you getting at? What are we doing? So I definitely get the submissive.
So yeah, definitely. I'm transitioning. I'm trying my hardest now to transition into more of an assertive conversation, because I think a lot of people look at me and look at where I've been in my career and everything, and you know, because I give off this persona that's so nice and so calm and cool and yay, you know, whatever. It seems
What's that
almost
again? Do it
naive. The yay. You know? Hands.
Do it again. Yay.
It comes off as naive, like the submissive. It comes off as naive.
And they try and take advantage of that.
So people try to take advantage of it when, in all actuality, I see everything. I know exactly what's going on. I know probably more than
So
y'all
is it
do.
still technically manipulative?
Not manipulative, because I'm not playing on it. I see it, but I'm not using it to make anything happen. But now I'm trying to take more of the approach. I think that's where the manipulative came from. That's where I was at first. I can see everything, so I try to move things behind the scenes, and it never works. And then it turned into submissive, where now I'm just trying to be more assertive. Like as soon as I feel something, as soon as I see something, I try to say something, whether it's speaking to somebody about a job or speaking to somebody about a problem that I have in the household. Like I'm trying to nip it in the bud and not turn it into anything else besides what my problem is, because it can very easily, very, very easily turn left or right and turn into a whole nother fight.
I feel like we all have started in a different communication skill and went somewhere else. I feel like through life you bounce back and forth to different ways you
Mhm.
communicate, because you're always not going to have the same people around you that can communicate with that part of you, or you're not going to have the same amount of money where it's like, I got so much bread, I don't really need, I can make whatever communication style I want. You know, there's certain people that like, when they didn't have no money, they was like, yo, Mouse, yo, where you at? Yo, I'd love to pull up on you. Then they get money, it's like, you call them, yo, what up? I don't got to respond to this thing. Like, I got the bread now. So it's like, through your life, don't get it twisted, everybody. Like, you do not have to have one communication skill
No, not
and
at all.
it lasts forever. I would hope your communication skills change because you change as a person. If you have the same skill forever, then you're just not changing, you're not developing, you're not growing up. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think any of this shit is. This shit is so rough. And I think me and Brian was talking about this yesterday at lunch. It's just like this shit is like so rough. This shit is like rough. It's like so fucking uncomfortable all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like being aware. I think James Baldwin said to be
Or not, no.
no, that's fucking William Shakespeare, asshole. Oh,
He
shut
said,
up,
"Or
shut
not to
up,
be."
shut up, Apple Watch.
Couldn't find one.
But to a point, I'm paraphrasing, but James Baldwin basically said to be an enlightened Negro, and in America is to live in a state of anger all the time,
Yeah.
constant state of rage.
She know.
Thank you, Jay.
call-
See, I be reading.
I call her
I be
Google.
reading?
I do call you. You know that.
Black. Say it again. Black Studies, man.
Yeah, there we go.
Let's go, Jern.
To be
Especially
black
tell me
and
about them
to be
facts.
black and conscious in
Yes.
America is to be in a constant state of rage.
right? So if you take that and you just apply it to being a man that like wants to be a better person, I'm like constantly in a state of. And maybe you guys can maybe empathize and not, but it's like it always feels like what the fuck? Everything is wrong.
Yeah.
Everything I do is wrong.
Yeah.
Everything I do is wrong.
And what I would fall into that habit of going into not submissive or more passive aggressive and manipulative, because I'd be like, well, I mean, I guess I'm the bad guy. Everything is my fault, instead of just taking accountability and really being on some.
But
Like,
what if
you know
that's truly how you feel?
You're right. Huh?
What if that's truly how you feel?
What? That
'Cause
I,
I know
that I
that's
feel like
me.
the bad guy?
Yeah, I know. I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of being like, I'll hear something and be
that's-
like,
well, then
oh,
that-
so now I'm the bad.
That's more of a conversation that you have to have with yourself, because now
You done made me get about my comfortable shit. Hold on, what the fuck?
that's more of a conversation you have to have with yourself.
Man in the mirror.
Because
Nigga, that made me get out my comfortable spot.
because you and then I guess we can wrap up on this, but you think about it, right? The majority of our arguments with other people be the conversation that we have with ourselves.
Elaborate. Break that down so we get out of here. I want you to end on that.
It starts up here. Everything always starts up here. Even when you're angry and you're just spewing out whatever, it always starts up here. And then even when you leave, it keeps going up here. It's the conversation that you're having with yourself. So it's not only it's your
Self-conscious?
it's your own self-conscious and your own self-awareness and what you actually feel about yourself at the moment, right? Because we'll get into these situations and somebody will be like, you did this wrong and you did this wrong, and then you start to get down on yourself, talking about like, damn, bro, I'm a horrible nigga. And yes, you can say that and feel that and all of that, but the reason why I say that you have to have the conversation with yourself is because even in these arguments where we're supposed to be giving grace to our partners, the person that we constantly forget to give grace is ourselves.
Say that one more time.
In these arguments
Mm-hmm.
where we're supposed to be giving another person grace for whatever problem, whatever situation they fell in, whatever they did wrong or whatever you did wrong, you're supposed to be giving them grace for however they're reacting or whatever they did. The one person that constantly gets left out in these arguments is ourselves. We never give ourselves grace.
We don't have time. That was deep.
So that moment where you're sitting back
We
and you're
might
like,
be like the greatest podcast.
I actually want to have a conversation about us being a underrated podcast that niggas just try to overlook.
I mean, you know,
I really just don't give a fuck. But we'll have.
You want to end on that?
Nah,
we can end on that.
I'd have a whole podcast on
All
that
right,
shit.
bet.
I'll do that
Good.
shit
So
next
let's
week.
not step on what Mac
Yeah.
did, because
Yeah,
that was crazy.
that's why I didn't want to do that. I'm not gonna overshine the master. You
You
feel
heard?
me?
Not the master.
Can't outshine
The
the
Wan
master.
Chi.
Can't outshine the master. You know.
Yo, take us out on the song, Ryan.
I need a good one.
Take us out on the pick. You get the song ready. I'm handle the goodbye business. Mac, you got anything coming up that the people should look out for?
Nah, man. Listen, we here. We here, ladies and gentlemen. We here.
Ryan, you got anything coming up you want the people to look out for?
I'm having another party next month just because.
I about to say I heard the members only
members
is back.
Only, members only. We back.
With a new host. You
Yeah,
heard?
Mouse is here. It's not a new host. We never had a host. So
With a
it's-
host,
it's
you
the
heard?
host.
With
But
the
shout out-
host,
but
with the
definitely-
most.
LA. I'm here, baby.
Definitely, I gotta shout out my DJs. C Styles DC.
Mhm.
I gotta shout
I think
out.
I met him this weekend.
You definitely did. He was
think so.
DJing it.
Okay.
Of course, my man Jay Murphy.
Yep.
Turned that
Seen
shit up.
God.
Jay Murphy this weekend.
And of course, my boy Night Train. Like
Woo.
that
Yeah,
lineup.
That's
my
the
guy.
Sadiq guy.
Yes,
Night Train is my
that
guy.
lineup. You can't
What's-
really.
Jade, which one is my camera? Because I want to shout him out. Right here? Night Train.
Beast mode.
You really fire, my nigga.
Beast mode.
Ryan and Mac will both tell you, I don't go outside in LA. Ryan, what's the first thing I said to you when I called you last week?
You called me on Wednesday, randomly in LA, FaceTime me with the face. Like I said,
Ryan was like, where you at?
I looked at him. I said, no. I said, I have a flight tonight. He said, damn, that's why I came here, dear. I said, all right, I'll see you next week.
Shout out to shout out to Netflix is a joke. Shout out to who I'm shouting out. Shout out to All Deaf for having me.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all see a fun piece of content this Father's Day with me and All Deaf. Shout out to Chad. Shout out to Ryan. Shout out to Chico. Shout out to Unc Los. Shout out to DC. Shout out to the Poor Mind. Shout out to the whole 85 South Nav, Clayton. They showed me mad love when I was out there. And shout out to us.
Big facts.
Shout out to us. And we out of here like that. Guys Next Door. We'll see y'all next week. At some point, Monday, Tuesday, the week after that.
We here.
We here. We'll be here. And until then, you can catch us on Patreon, patreon.com/Guys Next Door Pod. YouTube, Guys Next Door Podcast. It's all up there. YouTube about to go crazy. Am I forgetting anything? Social media, Guys Next Door Pod. Ryan, take us out.
My man La Russell, straight out of Vallejo, the Bay. Go check him out. Shout out Hovain.